efficient, where we take the new people. I've never shot a gun before. Thank you. Yes, I can teach someone that has no bad habits, and we're going to spend 2 days breaking to try to get into the new stuff. So anyway, lots of cool stuff. Hopefully we'll be able with IFC to get into a little more of the training aspect in the future. So we just did that. Okay. There are not times. Does anybody need like 5 minutes for restrooms or something? Sure. Yeah, question?
So a quick question on firearms.
Yes.
You're engaging a combatant that's come at you. How many rounds are you firing, John?
Okay. I will fire until the threat stops, but I'm also making a decision. Is plan A working? So if I'm putting rounds and they're still coming, I'm thinking this isn't working. Why might it not be working? Could be drugs, could be armor, could be I was a crappy shot on this given day. Could be a lot of reasons. So as I'm going, bang, 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 oh, this isn't working, I'm going bang, bang, bang. Going to move up to the oculocranial cavity and try that shot if I have a good one. That might be the only shot you have. Our church started adding the Jack Wilson drill. Does everybody know who Jack Wilson is? If you don't, you should. American hero, shot the guy on the move, headshot, 14 or 15 yards. So now we all have to practice the Jack Wilson drill, 15 yards, 3 seconds, boom, headshot. All right, 5-minute restroom break. And go ahead, one more question.
When if they're wearing body armor, would that be a time to use a groin shot?
If they were close, maybe, but I would, if no body armor, I would just keep going. So last year at IFC 2A Day, Greg Stevens, Garland Police Department, killed the 2 ISIS AK-47 bearing terrorist with his Glock and a couple of magazines. So they had armor. He didn't know it at the time. He just kept putting rounds in, hit a bunch in the neck, hit some in the face. But he just kept doing what he was doing until he finally stopped and didn't quit until they were stopped. And even if they were moving a little bit, he added a little more. So, yeah, don't give up, stay in the fight. Even if you are outgunned, you may not be out-trained. All right, 5-minute break, and then we'll jump into pepper spray. All right, for those that ordered the pepper spray, the $20, that was for an actual unit and the inert. The inerts are the little blue ones. Hey, Halls, what's happening, man? Thank you, emergency message is just in. Awesome, thanks, Halls. Good job.
So if you purchase one, if you want to come up and get it?
Yep, so if you purchased, you can come and get them both, but please do not use the real one inside. So the one that's not in the plastic package is the inert one. So I think we had 44 inert ones, and then we have a few extras of the just the pepper spray alone. Yeah. With hot sauce. We're waiting all day for this. Yeah. So 2 years ago, I thought I was getting bored. Let's do something else. So went and got certified to teach OC. You know what that means? You know what the short story is? Yes. That means you get sprayed at least repeatedly over about a 24-hour period. So went to a course through Chuck Haggard. Chuck is an amazing human being. He was on the Topeka Police for many years. He retired, and then he started agile training and consulting, and the next thing you know, they're like hiring him back on all kinds of special jobs all over the country. But Chuck is the guy who has done the stuff you see on TV, the entries into bad places, multiple active shooter interventions, where he's done the stuff that all of us talk and drill on. So he's an amazing individual. He's come up to Des Moines and trained with the Polk County Sheriff. Got to train with him in 2015, I think it was, up at the Polk County range with Keith Romp and the guys, back when had all the good guys on the Metro Star team. So great, great, great guy. I can't say enough good about him. So we call him the legendary lawman. And anybody who's in the training world across the country, you say, yeah, I was with the legendary lawman. Oh, you're with Haggard? Do you know Haggard? So he's something, but besides being a great SWAT cop, he's kind of become the focal point for pepper spray training across the country. So he started an instructor certification course, and we got to be some of the early ones. So talking about non-lethal options, and I actually had planned on bringing some of this, and I don't have a taser, but I have a stun gun, and it actually quit working yesterday. I got it out of my luggage. First of all, I was going through TSA, and I got 2 trainer guns, 2 real guns, all this stuff. They're like looking at these laser pistols, and I said, it's not a real gun. I said, these actually are laser powered now, and they're more powerful than a regular gun. Wow, I didn't know those were out. Yeah, they run on a CR-123 battery. It's amazing. Anyway, then my regular baggage got flagged. Sir, can you explain why you have like 10 tourniquets in your bag? Yeah, I'm going to teach a trauma. Oh, okay. So it took a while to get on a plane in Phoenix. Anyway, tasers, stun guns, batons, and finally we'll end up with OC spray. Tasers for civilian use. I actually thought about going to the taser school. We talked to them at the SHOT Show. Oh, you should do it, it's great, blah, blah, blah. How many have watched taser deployments on like the active self-protection things? What do you suppose the rate of effectiveness is? Yeah, so on naked people it's very, very high. Okay? But not always. But day in and day out it's about a 50-50 proposition. And as you can see, you only get 2 barbs there. And how's the grip? I'd say probably not good. Got the old teacup thing going on there. Anyway, so for civilian use, limited effectiveness, very high price. Most cops would say I'd rather be tased than sprayed with OC. That should be a clue to you all, okay? Because OC, once you get it on you, it's going to be around for a little while. So we'll play this video. This is from John's channel on a taser deployment which went bad and ended up in a lethal action.
Tim addresses him by name, you'll hear it in the batch cam in a minute, and says, hey man, can you sit down, let's talk, whatever, and I need you to sit down, whatever. Now what's going to happen is he tells him, hey man, back up, and the guy's just not talking with the officer, he's already attacked another woman. So he's going to get a taser up here, and as the guy keeps walking him down, he is going to charge. So our officer tries to tase him, doesn't work, gets his firearm out, he's going to fire multiple shots there as well, get one more shot here, and finally that's going to cause the guy to go down. Now, we do have significant badge cam. It does include audio, it's important, so let's listen in.
How you doing, Ruffin? Are you fine? Are you fine this morning? Can you just have a seat for me? Can you just have a seat for me? Step back. You're gonna get tased, bro. Step back. You're gonna get tased. Step back. Step back. You will get shot. Shots fired. Shots fired. Forfeit that in for shots fired.
Didn't go well, did it?
Tim, address it.
Okay, here's another one. This one, guy, it's maybe the naked man, but I don't think you can see it in here. Go ahead.
Plan stops working the moment they fire the tasers.
Could you see the Bowie knife? Meat cleaver or something there?
Participated in taser training several weeks ago. I watched people get tased immediately after being hit with the probes. They would fall at the mat and minimal movement was available to them. So me watching this guy being tased and walking towards us swinging a knife at us shocked me.
So again, close proximity and no taser effectiveness. So you can see overall about 50% effective rate. So my neighbor at the RV park, John, I know you're big into self-defense and all this. I want to show you what I just got. This thing's amazing. Click, 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 click. It's like, yeah, but what does that require? You got to let the guy get right up against you and then hopefully has a bare skin or up against his neck or something. I don't want anybody that close to me. And if they're that close, it probably is not going to be a stun gun day. So again, flashy, people like the spark and think, well, it's going to scare the bad guy away. Most of the bad people know that these are not effective. This is the one I have that doesn't work, but I had it just to show people because I had the flashlight on the stun gun capacity in China. All right. Batons. Heavy, a little hard to deploy, definitely effective if you're trained to use them, but 99% of the civilian won't be trained to use a asp baton or something like that. So again, not a real practical application for civilian carriers. And I don't know if you've picked one up or not, but they're fairly heavy to haul around on your person. I love this. I don't need OC, I have wasp spray. You want to know what the effectiveness of wasp spray is on a human being? About 0. So there's all these old wives tell, oh, I sprayed it with wasp spray. Yeah, well, it goes in their eyes and crap. I got some in my eyes. You know, it may deflect them, but it's not going to incapacitate them so they don't have the ability to see and continue a fight like OC normally does. So kill this rumor that's out there in the training world of, we'll just use wasp spray. It's great on wasps, not so good on 240-pound attackers. Okay? Okay, I'm going to go through this quickly because this is not a college level course in OC and CN and CS. But basically, the original mace, you hear mace, and now it's like interchangeable. Oh, I have mace. Well, you really have pepper spray because the original mace was CN and not OC. But in any case, started in the 60s. Police departments put it into rapid use in the late 60s. The bad part of this is if you had a high dose, potentially had some lethality to it. It fell out of favor because of the better capacity of OC to stop people. So here's some of the glory days of hosing down the crowd with the canisters of mace, which was the CN chemical. It was an irritant, not an inflammatory. It'll become important here in a minute. So an irritant. Then tear gas took off. CS, so initially a powder, then put into a gas, and then it was aerosolized for self-defense. I will, maybe with some shame, say that I made a lot of money in college selling CS canisters doing rape seminars. Because our company back home in McLaughlin, we had a little place in Scranton where we sewed the little leather holsters and put in the key ring and stuffed the CS canister in there and sold those by the tens of thousands all over the country. And so at Iowa State, I would have like the Friday night rape seminar, come learn how to protect yourself from being raped. And we dress a guy up in a gorilla suit, and we have an inert one, have the guy come in, and he gets sprayed with the inert and fall down. Oh, how much? I want one of those. So anyway, initially it was pretty good, but started to again have some injuries being reported because CS, like the CN, is also an irritant, not an inflammatory agent. So moved on to pepper spray because it's inflammatory. It's like putting hot sauce in your eyes because that's what you're doing. It's a natural compound dating back to 2000 BC, and as far as we know, nobody has ever died from being sprayed with OC. Now, someone may have been injured by getting sprayed with OC and falling on their face on the concrete, but not from the actual exposure to the OC. It is definitely most effective on the eyes and secondary from inhalation. So when you deploy OC, I know this is not a Catholic church, but just think. Okay? Cross the eyes, back across the eyes, and go ahead and hit him in the nose and mouth. So the pepper spray started out early 60s. There was a product called Halt, which was sold to the Postal Service to keep dogs from attacking. And it was barely pepper spray. The capsaicins in there was only 0.35%. So that's, I mean, Big Daddy would laugh at this if he was still alive. Like, that's not hot. So anyway, dogs, I've sprayed a couple dogs, and they don't like run away yelping, but it definitely confuses them. They sit there and stop the attack. So that part's good. So whether you're using it on humans or dog, you're looking for at least a 1.3% major capsinoid content. When the cops started using this stuff, it was called Capstun, and it was pretty effective, and it was about a 0.7 of major capsinoids in it. So still a little on the weak side, where modern stuff now is 1.3, 1.4. Bear spray is 2.0. Bear spray, I would happily spray someone with bear spray, but there's actually a limit for harming animals, 2.0, but not really such a limit for humans. Okay. Will OC spray light somebody on fire? So there's lots of rumors. In the old days, some of the carrier agents in these for the propellant was alcohol-based. So you can just say everything that's sold today is non-flammable. So you can spray somebody with it, and if you're going to put a lighter in front of it, it's not going to send out like a blowtorch. So you can see modern pepper sprays like Sabre and Palm, look, the Palm is what you got today, use a non-flammable propellant. So the early pepper sprays, this was a marketing thing, they were all rated in Scoville heat units, right? So you wanted the hottest, ooh, I want to get up into the millions of SHUs. But in reality, that was a very subjective measure. It didn't actually measure how many of the, or what percentage of the major hot peppers are actually brewed into that pepper spray. So this is just like history and marketing. What we really want to concentrate on is MCC, major capsinoid content. And so it's replaced SHU as a measurement. So again, 1.3 to 1.4. So weak pepper sprays, a lot of the stuff on Amazon, 0.7. Bear spray, 2.0. Sabre that the police carry is 1.3. The Palm is 1.4. Either one are excellent products. And I like the Palm because of the flip top. And borrow one of these here for a second. So a lot of the Sabre units, you got to rotate the thing to the side and then press it. Where the Palm unit, it's got the little flip cap. And I like it because just like shooting a gun where your thumbs are going out like this, my palm is going out just like that. So I have good aim, and I've got that little indexing point right there. So I know where to put my index finger so that I can go out and hit the person. So I like that, and it doesn't deploy when you don't want it in your pocket or somewhere else. When we were selling those things in college, we had to, as kids, stuff those all in those leather cases. And several times, you go shove them in the leather case, the little thing would rotate, and you get a shot, and you'd go running out of the house, run around the block a couple times, get your faces on fire. So I've had plenty of tear gas exposures, and now with the pepper spray instructor, I haven't been sprayed with this stuff, and this stuff is much worse than the old CS. There's a comparison. Again, Sabre and Palm are the main ones out there that are the reliable brands. Inflammation compared to irritant. Inflammation, pain, redness, swelling, snot coming out of your nose, watering in the eyes. Makes it very, very hard to see. If you're having breathing trouble, it might open you up a little bit. Is OC safe for asthma? Yes. So this study by NIJ showed that there was no long-term problems with asthma, any kind of breathing-related illness. So why do we prefer OC? It may calm the guy down and prevent a higher level of force being needed. It may keep you from having to go hands-on. Reduces the risk of injury, both to you and to the person that's causing the trouble. And it's a kind of that intermediate distance tool, 10 to 12 feet. Keep people out of your reactionary gap. Okay, so this was John Correa said, let's bring some people down and we'll pepper spray them for fun and profit. So you can see what it's like when he sprayed some of his own crew. Watch how they react.
I don't talk to him about it. I just go to the left, to the right, to the up, to the down, and I leave it alone. Okay? Get away from me. You see? Open your eyes. Come on, open your eyes. See me.
Fine. Hold your hand on straight. Look towards us.
I can see. Anthony, pick your face up. Open your eyes and see. I can be trapped, you know?
Sweet baby Jesus, this sucks.
So I think
There's guys that are tough, do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and all this, and they're like taken down to almost crying with pepper spray. So they're hauled away to decontamination. Got another one after this one here.
I don't talk to him.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Hard to win here.
It's like being sprayed in the face with turpentine. Steak's really bad too.
Tap out. This is a good one. This kid gave one to his mother, and so he wanted to be sprayed to prove to her that it worked. Go ahead and hit it.
Oh, you opened your eyes, man.
Worst thing possible, don't put your hands on your face.
Oh my gosh. Would you say you're rehabilitated right now?
Shut up, no more spraying. No. I don't know where I am.
So decontamination guy's ready there with the hose.